Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. I apologize, my voice is still really shit, and in fact, right now it's worse. I've literally completely lost my voice, and I apologize if this is going to be extremely annoying for you. I'm going to try my best to speak as best as I can without having to trigger any of you guys. Okay, but anyway, for today's video, we want to explore a little bit more about what I think is the best approach to dealing with Sentinel hunts. And I say this from a perspective of having your club come to an agreement on how you want to do it. And the way that I did it is by just calculating the number of energy required to beat the specific level boss, and then what are the rewards as well. So let's get down into business over here. Don't care too much about the numbers over here, okay? I know it's a little bit crazy, but just pay attention to the basics of this part, which is essentially, this is your box 1, this is box 2, box 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, they are level 2 boxes, and 4, 5, 6, they are all level 1 boxes. And what you notice is that I actually went ahead to tabulate all the single rewards over here. And what you notice is that the rewards are extremely similar. But of course, the total is 29, not 30. Because there is just one person from my club who did not take any of the rewards at all. So I cannot actually confirm the actual amount of rewards per box. But luckily, I was able to triangulate the rewards and realize that there was actually a trend, which is if you are looking at a level 1 ultrasonic cheat, for example, the rewards are all going to be the same, which is like, for example, this box 6 over here, right? Where the guy actually collected the item as well. So this is a complete cheat. So the rewards are going to look something like this, and I've gone ahead to tabulate it in an easier way for you to see. No, wait. In a way that's easier for you to see. So the level 1 rare ultrasonic cheat, these are the items that you can obtain from it, and these are the hits required for you to obtain one piece of it. So like, for example, right, we need about 9 hits in order to obtain one legendary abilimon fragment from the cheat itself. Obviously, it's going to be divided among 30 of you guys, but then the hits required will be divided by 2 if you're talking about epic abilimons, for example, because there are 2 epic abilimons within the cheat itself, which is like over here. Yeah, there are 2. One over here, one over here. And the energy required to beat a level 1 boss is 400, and the number of EX++ hits that we need, right? So these are the hits that I'm talking about, is actually going to be 9 in order for you to reduce the boss's HP by 45 energy each time. So we're going to move on to the level 2, and what you notice is that things are worse off than before. They are worse off than before, and that's because the energy required to beat the boss is actually 50% higher this time around. So because the energy required is higher and the number of legendary abilimon fragments are still the same, stagnated at 1, what you notice is that it takes more hits on this level 2 boss in order for you to obtain legendary abilimon fragments as opposed to the level 1 box. So actually, I say box as in cheats, right? I use them interchangeably. So essentially, the level 1 ultrasonic cheat is better value than the level 2 ultrasonic cheat. This is amazing. And the same goes for the gold records as well, because the gold record count stays at 1, so it's actually a little bit more expensive for you to obtain the gold record within the level 2 cheat itself. And then you move on to level 3 and something interesting happens. It's a lot more valuable this time around. We need fewer hits in order to obtain legendary abilimon fragments as opposed to the level 2 cheat, which should make sense, right? And the same goes for the gold records as well, but it's not true for the elemental records. So previously we got a lot of elemental records, but now we only have 3 of it. So that's the reason why this is a little bit more difficult to obtain. We need more hits, for example. And I also noted down some of the interesting stuff, like for example, they suddenly got rid of the epic Starimon in the level 3 cheat, but they still retained more rare Starimon as before. So from 3 it went up to 4 for some reason. I'm not sure why this is the case. This is so odd. And of course, the legendary ascension boxes as well, it dipped from 3 to 1. I'm not sure why this is the case. It doesn't even make sense. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to the level 4 box. And what you notice is that there is a pattern right here, right? So now the legendary abilimon fragments are less easy to obtain than in the level 3 epic ultrasonic cheat. This is so hard to read, by the way. So there is a pattern. So the level 1 ultrasonic cheat is going to be easier for you to obtain legendary abilimons, but the level 2 is going to be harder, and then the level 3 is going to be easier, and then level 4 is going to be harder, level 5 and level 6. It's the same pattern, generally speaking. Right, so as you can see here, 9.4 hits on the level 3 cheat, 12.8 hits on the level 4 cheat, and it dips down a little bit to 11.1 on the level 5 cheat, and it goes up to 14.1 on the level 6 cheat. So it's actually increasing a little bit by a little bit by a little bit the number of hits that you will need on the boss in order to obtain one legendary abilimon fragment for your club. So essentially what this shows is that as you progress from level 1 to level 6 or even beyond that, right, it's going to be more expensive for you to obtain your legendary abilimons via the Sentinel hunt this way. So this alone kind of emphasizes that it is less valuable to focus on one boss than to spread your attacks apart. But obviously this is not all, because we need to address the trend that we saw earlier. So every single odd leveled boss, or rather odd leveled cheat, is actually going to be more valuable than its even leveled counterpart, right? So what I mean to say is it's easier for you to get the ability mons in level 1 as opposed to the ability mons in level 2. And the same is true between level 3 and level 4 as well. And the same is also true between level 5 and level 6. So what this means is not only should you hunt all the bosses, it is also more important that you defeat level 1 of each of the bosses first, and then you move on to level 3 in like Ferberter, for example, since Ferberter is the easiest. And then you move on to level 3 Sonica, level 3 Dark Starlord. And then finally you move on to level 5 Ferberter, level 5 Sonica, and then level 5 Dark Starlord. So I think this is probably like the best route for like most clubs, for example, right? Is to beat level 1 across the board, then level 3 across the board, then level 5 across the board. But obviously Ferberter is probably going to be the focus because Ferberter is the easiest for you to beat. So this is probably the communication that you need to make with your club members. That is, of course, if you agree with my findings over here. But even if you disagree, I hope that this video served at least some purpose so that like you can see all the resources that we can obtain from the various levels, right? So for example, I also stated the energy required. I haven't actually met a level 8 boss just yet, obviously, but I'm going to assume that the energy cost is going to be 2,700, which is insane. You need 60 hits, which is like mind-blowing. Your whole club needs to attack the level 8 boss on one single day in order for you to beat it one time, which is nuts. But okay, just a final showcase for you guys. These are the rewards and the energy and whatever for a level 6 cheat. And then we're going to move up to the level 5 cheat, and then up to the level 4 cheat, level 3 cheat, level 2 cheat, and finally the level 1 cheat. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, leave it down in the comment section below. Anyway, leave a thumbs up, it really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Daddy Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.